You are being handed a script, a narrative where you are the antagonist. She isn't simply leaving, she is orchestrating a reframing of history, a functional requirement for her departure. Understand this: the objective is not to communicate truth. The objective is to construct a palatable exit strategy. Her biological imperative demands a clean narrative for social reintegration, to preserve her sexual market value, to navigate the complexities of her social network without reprisal. She cannot carry the burden of culpability. Guilt and self-reflection are resource drains, inefficient in the context of biological competition. These are luxuries she cannot afford. She seeks optimal resource allocation, and self-blame is a deficit. Therefore, the cause of the dissolution must be externalized. It must be attributed to an outside force, a flaw in the system, which, in this manufactured reality, is you. You become the assigned villain in her personal drama, the reason, the flaw. This absolves her, transferring the entire resource drain of accountability onto your ledger. Your past actions are recontextualized, your perceived shortcomings amplified. Every disagreement, every oversight, every deviation from her ideal script is now evidence, retroactively installed to justify her current position. This is not about your performance. This is about her perception management. This is about her optimal path forward. She needs a clear conscience, a clean slate, and you are the designated sacrifice for that ritual. The script she writes casts you as the problem, because a problem external to her means she remains unblemished. This narrative secures her emotional sovereignty and protects her future resource acquisition. Do not internalize this manufactured guilt. It is a tool, wielded to secure her advantage at your expense. Your role as the villain is a functional requirement, not a verdict on your worth. You are now observing the architect of her own narrative. Understand this: the human psyche, when faced with the dissonance of abandoning a long-term reproductive or social contract, requires a justification. It cannot simply accept personal culpability without a significant psychological cost. This is not about malice. It is about self-preservation. Her internal conflict, the inherent disquiet of terminating a significant investment, demands an external cause. This is where you enter the script. Your perceived deficiencies, your flaws, real or imagined, amplified or invented, become the singular, convenient rationale for her departure. She is not leaving because she desires something new. She is leaving because of you. This is the narrative she constructs, not for your benefit, but for her own. Consider the biological imperative. To abandon a mate, particularly one with whom resources and offspring have been shared, is a profound act. The mind seeks to rationalize such a move to protect its own integrity. By casting you as the antagonist, she reduces her cognitive load. The complex reality of shared responsibility and evolving dynamics is simplified into a clear, actionable grievance. You become the defective unit, the reason for the system's failure. This validation is critical for her. She cannot bear the weight of abandoning a commitment without a clear external target for blame. Your shortcomings become the necessary fuel for her flight. This mechanism ensures her emotional sovereignty remains intact. She is not the one who broke the bond. She is the one who escaped a broken bond. Her decision gains moral weight within her own internal framework. And your reaction? Your pain, your confusion, your attempts to understand or to apologize? These are not perceived as expressions of genuine distress. They are, paradoxically, absorbed by her as confirmation. Your emotional distress validates her manufactured narrative. Your attempts to reconcile are simply further evidence of your issues, reinforcing her belief that her departure was not only justified, but necessary. You become the living proof of her story. This is the strategic deployment of guilt, designed to cement her position and reduce your leverage. You perceive her narrative of guilt as an internal conflict, a human reaction to a difficult choice. That is a fundamental miscalculation. This script, where you are cast as the antagonist in her departure, is not merely a byproduct of her emotional state. It is a precision tool, a lever. She deploys this narrative to manipulate your behavior, to ensure a continuous resource drain even as she exits the immediate proximity. Consider the targets. Emotional validation. She requires your reaction, your defense, your explanations. Each attempt to clarify your position or justify your actions feeds her sense of righteous victimhood, solidifying her internal and external portrayal of you as the cause of her suffering. You are providing the emotional resources she continues to exploit. Beyond emotional capital, this guilt-based script targets tangible assets. Financial concessions become easier to demand when she is the wronged party. Her distress can be weaponized in negotiations, becoming a justification for disproportionate claims. Control over children. Your perceived failures, amplified by her narrative, become points of leverage to limit your access, dictate terms, or alienate their affection. This tactical deployment extends to the social sphere. She uses her pain and your alleged culpability to generate social sympathy, to align external parties, friends, family, even professional circles, to her cause, to paint you as the villain, thereby solidifying her position as the aggrieved party in the biological competition for resources and social standing. This external validation provides a shield and a sword. A shield against scrutiny for her own actions, and a sword to attack your reputation and standing. Crucially, this script is designed to gain leverage in legal proceedings. Her emotional state, meticulously amplified and attributed to your actions, becomes a weapon in court. It influences judges, mediators, and legal professionals. It shifts the perception of culpability, giving her an advantage in the distribution of assets, responsibilities, and custody. Your instinct, your deeply ingrained biological drive, is to defend your character, to correct the record, to present the objective facts of the situation. This is precisely what she anticipates, what she requires. Every attempt to explain, to justify, to mitigate her accusations is a deposit into her emotional resource account. You are not engaging in a rational debate. You are providing fuel for her ongoing exploitation. You become the emotional resource she continues to exploit, even in departure. Her narrative is engineered to ensure she continues to draw value from your existence, long after the physical separation. The manufactured reality she presents, where you are the sole architect of her departure, is a carefully constructed narrative designed for one purpose: to extract emotional resources from you. When she deploys the guilt bomb, she is not seeking understanding or resolution. She is attempting to reestablish control by manipulating your internal state, by drawing you into a cycle of self-justification and apology. Your only effective counter to this psychological maneuver is non-engagement. You cannot win a debate against a manufactured reality because the facts are irrelevant to her objective. Any attempt to justify your actions, to explain your perspective, or to defend yourself against her accusations validates her premise. It confirms that her narrative holds power over you. Each defensive word you utter becomes further ammunition for her script, fueling her position as the aggrieved party. This is where emotional sovereignty becomes your most potent weapon. Emotional sovereignty means your internal equilibrium is not dependent on her external manipulations. You must remove her access to your emotional state, severing the connection she uses to trigger your guilt. This is not about winning an argument. It is about disengaging from a battlefield where the rules are rigged against you. From this point, all communication must become factual, concise, and routed through appropriate channels. This means legal channels, not emotional ones. No more direct responses to her accusations. No more attempts to bridge an emotional divide that she has intentionally widened. Your silence in the face of her guilt tripping is not surrender. It is a strategic denial of the very resource she seeks to exploit, your emotional reaction. You are not yielding, you are starving the mechanism. You are reclaiming your internal landscape. She has authored a script where you are the antagonist. Accept this manufactured narrative as a fixed variable in the current equation. Do not internalize the accusation. Your emotional sovereignty demands this. Your focus shifts immediately. This is not a contest for her approval. It is a battle for your resources and your future. Prioritize financial re-engineering. Every unit of capital recovered strengthens your position. Simultaneously, secure access to your biological offspring through fact-based legal action, devoid of emotional pleading. Optimize your physical and mental systems. This is not about winning her back. This is about reclaiming your operational capacity. This is about winning your life back. Self-pity is for the weak. Control is for the architect.